welcome back. Forgot to mention that before I left for vacation, I left a note for my neighbors in their mailbox. The note that I've been trying to leave them for a long time, which is just like, hey, if I'm ever too loud, let me know. And I thought that that would help me talk louder. So, I don't know. Is it helping? And not be like as self-conscious about them hearing me. And I give them my phone number, and I was like, if I'm ever talking too much, text me and be like, hey, I'm trying to read or something. I'm studying for a test. Shut up. I finally did it. I felt like that was a good opportunity, like right before I left on vacation, to just be like, hey, I'm leaving. Just wanted to let you know, like, hey, this is a good opportunity to give you my phone number. And be like, hey, if I'm ever too loud, let me know. Thanks for being a good neighbor. See ya later. And, I don't know. It's just what I do. I did it. Been wanting to do it for a while. And I don't know if it helped at all. I guess I might have to see them. Like, I haven't seen them since I sent them that. Maybe that might help for them to be like, hey, we got your letter. Like, we'll let you know. And to make sure, like, they're not mad or something. Could I fall off this side? Oh, no. Why did you send that letter? You're so loud. We hate you. Uh-oh. I don't know. Do we want to talk about that again? The kids. I've talked about this before. It's just, noticeable when I saw my niece and nephew again, like just how much they need to talk. And how I might not be capable of being a good dad. Unless I marry somebody who's just like constantly talking. But then I'm still a bad dad. It's just like the mom is compensating for my bad dadness. She's not overcompensating, she's compensating. And so I would feel bad, like, oh, I'm a bad dad and my wife has to do all the talking. I don't know, to the kids. Because, like, we were in the car and we took a long car trip and they're just, like, constantly talking. And I'm like, I can't talk this much with them. But they need it. Like, they need to practice talking. I needed it, and I didn't really do it. No matter what anybody tells me, my cousin was like, oh yeah, you talked. When I was a kid, I don't think I talked that much. I don't know. When I was 5 years old, I don't think I talked that much. I wish I had some videos of me. I don't have any videos of me. Just to see what it looked like. Was I different? Or did I get different later? I think I was always that way. Very quiet. My parents were good parents, but like I could tell, like they would like me more if I was quieter. I just picked up on that, I feel like, when I was young. It's kind of true. Like, I mean, obviously, like, you like talking to the kids, and we were playing this game where it's like, I'm thinking of a cheetah. Like, I'm thinking of an orange animal. And they're like, cheetah? And then you're like, yeah. And then the kid is like, I'm thinking of an animal who lives at the North Pole. And then you're like, polar bear. He's like, yeah, let's play again. Mom, do you remember that time we saw that polar bear? Yeah. Just keep talking. It's a lot of dogging. I don't know if I could do it. Even in that car trip for an hour and a half, I'm like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Do we want to keep talking about freaking polar bears? can't do it. But why can't I do it? Isn't that the more interesting question? It just takes a lot of energy for me to talk. I guess if it was just, like, my kids, maybe I would have an easier time talking to them. But, like, the fact that my brother was there, and they're like, they're not my kids, and like, oh, I have this, like, extra thinking I have to do. It just takes more effort to be like, oh, what's a weird thing to say right now? Like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to be weird around the kids. I don't know. But you would feel less that way if they were your kids. Maybe that's true. And, like, you are more invested in their development. Like, I need to talk to my kid every day so he is smart and knows about alpacas or whatever. But yeah, that was too long. I didn't really explain that constellation thing that great. I didn't really understand it. I mean, I understood it when she said it, but then when I tried to explain it, I was like, what am I talking about? That Ellen Hendrickson thing. Yeah, whatever. Orion spelled, who cares? Spending time around normal people is so necessary. It's bad that I'm by myself all the time because I don't see how much I can fit in, but I still need to break into that world somehow. Yeah, I mean, when I was adult, people are just better. Like, I still have this thing in my head about, like, adolescent, like, teenage kids, and like, oh, I didn't fit in. Like, you know, they're terrible people. Teenagers are terrible people. They're mean, they're weird, they have these rules. But adults aren't like that. They're, like, more empathetic and compassionate because they know, like, they have more life experiences, and they know, like, it's hard to be a person, so they're just, like, nicer to you. So it's easier to be around people because they're, like, nicer. Most adults, I mean, they're nicer than kids. Teenagers. When I was a teenager. Does that make sense? It seems that way to me. Everybody's, like, trying to be nice because they're, like, they don't want to be the bad guy. I don't know. And so I can fit into places more now because people are more willing to fit me in, I guess. But I still, yeah, I'm just having trouble. I don't know why I'm having trouble. Just need a girlfriend. That's the thing. I think if I did that, everything else would fall into place. I don't know. It does kind of feel like the last... I mean, it's my white whale. Maybe this Hinge girl will... She lives far away. That's the thing. All these people live so far away. She lives almost 2 hours away. This girl I'm talking to on Hinge. But they seemed fine. I don't know. I don't know anything about her, but I was like, let's go have dinner in Albany or something. She didn't respond yet. But we only started talking yesterday. I've gotten pretty good at texting. Like, once somebody actually starts talking to me, I can do it okay. And on her profile, she's like, what's the most important thing? That, like, you're okay being goofy. And I'm like, okay, then let's be goofy. So I was able to be goofy. Like, she gave me permission to be goofy. So I was pretty goofy. Pretty goofy. 95%. I don't know. Dalton said he wanted me to play Lawn Mowing Simulator, but I don't know. It may be too many simulators. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna play Power Washing Simulator for the rest of my life, so... It's perfect. It's the perfect video game. Move over, Tetris. Power Washing Simulator. Get out of here, Last of Us. Should I buy a PS5 and play The Last of Us Part 1 on here? That would be interesting. Because the first game I played on here was The Last of Us. Almost 3 years ago. Almost 4 years ago. 3.5 years ago. Where does the time go? The improv went a little bit better yesterday. So hopefully I do good today. What are a couple scenes that we did yesterday? Well, it was kind of hard because I feel like my best... I mean, this is how improv is supposed to work. But I feel like I didn't really set anybody up for good jokes. But I did kind of pay off other people setting me up. And that's good. That's like when someone gives you a layup, you don't want to miss it. So I didn't miss the layup. Like someone gives you an alley-oop and you just like whiff on a dunk. That's what would have happened. But I didn't set anybody else up. We played this game, which was interesting. I kind of liked it. I mean, the games that I always like is when they give you a perspective instead of having to create your own perspective, because there's just too much to think about. And like your own character. But the game we played was, there was 3 of us. And he's like, okay, you're 3 like anthropomorphic or just like sentient objects. So this one guy was like, okay, you're a sentient blanket at grandma's house, and you're a rotary phone, and I was like a Precious Moments figurine. So it's like, okay, play that scene. Just be that character. And the guy who was the blanket, like, gave me a layup where he's like... They were talking about, like, oh, all the bad things in here. Oh, the things we've seen. And then I hadn't talked for a while, so he's like, oh, like, little Precious Moments boy, like, I'm sure you've seen a lot of bad things. And I was like, yeah, I can't close my eyes. And then everybody laughed. I mean, I didn't think it was that great of a joke, but they were like... everybody laughed pretty hard at that. So it was nice. That worked well. I have a hard time with the just like, go. You're at a coffee shop. Go. Like, well, but who am I supposed to be? Well, you're supposed to figure that out by doing the scene. But I'm like, I could barely even talk. Like, I need to know who I am before I start the scene. It's hard to just like, it's just too much to think about, yeah. Let's finish this wall and then we'll be done. So that was 3 videos. How are you doing? Dalton Ponosaurus commented last week or something. That's cool. I wanted to finish this wall. Come on. How do I do the thing? Oh. I'm doing the thing. Oh, that's why. It's a stupid graffiti. Ooh. What is that? Ew. Some kind of teenage boy residue. What is that? And their gum. I stick their gum on the benches. Okay. I'll be back later today after improv, I think, to record 4 more videos. I don't know. I never really like recording at night because it's like dark and the lighting's bad and the people upstairs can hear me, but I'll try to record 3 more videos. Okay. Deal. Maybe when I get back from improv class I could talk about like how terrible I was. How terrible all my scenes were. Okay. I'm gonna see you. I want to finish this. Yeah, here we go. Okay, good.